claims. I think you have them over there, Greg.
I'll make a motion we accept the claims as presented this evening.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, were there any public comments? Did that just come on?
Oh, they're working now.
So, just all of a sudden?
Okay, back to
Okay,
Plan
nope.
A.
No public comments? Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll start with department reports. Police Department, Deputy Chief Munoz.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
The chief sent an email to you guys regarding the record position. It's been open all summer. He asked if we could ratify the employment for Noah Debris. He started today. He passed all background employment checks, so I'd ask the board to ratify his employment for the record position as of today's date.
Okay.
Noah Debris, correct.
I'll make a motion that we ratify the hiring of Noah Debris as presented tonight.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
And then last meeting, the board allowed us to move forward with our new hire. As Austin Gibson, it's Unit 323. He also checked all background checks and everything. He actually got sworn in by the mayor September 19th in our office. So we also want to as well confirm that and pass that through the board.
I'll make a motion that we ratify the hiring of Austin Gibson as the hiring of the police officer as presented this evening.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, that's approved as well.
Okay, the last thing, so we got asked to look at the speed of 5th Street and Armstrong through that area near Awana. At this time, we're continuing to do a survey, and we actually have officers down there doing extra patrols and pulling cases to monitor that area.
Okay,
So as of now, we're going to monitor that. We're going to pull incidents, and we're going to keep track of speeders or, of those traffic violations to ensure that we have the proper things down there we need. If it's a stop sign or whatever. But for now, we're going to monitor it and
Okay.
we'll report back.
okay, sounds good. Thank you. Yes, I'd received that complaint and passed
What
it on.
street was that?
It was a speed on 5th Street between Armstrong and Walnut.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. At this time, Sam Payne, I think you have a check to present, is that correct? Okay, to the police department?
I think Lieutenant Salva's supposed to be here any second. He said
Oh,
on his
oh,
one his
wait till-
call. Yeah.
Okay,
real
okay.
quick.
You want to wait till he gets here?
Yeah, he's actually pulling in.
Oh.
I see him right there. He'll be here in a second. So, we'll wait for him. All right,
I
he's
hear him.
coming down. Said he's hustling.
He tries to tell me he was busy today, because I swore him in today for city plan. He said he'd been busy.
There he is. Sorry, he was on a call. So we're here.
Hey, how are
Paolo,
you?
you want to come up here with me?
Okay, I got two checks to present to the police department tonight. A couple of months ago, Scott Shoemaker and I and Maricel Douglas talked about the Project Lifesaver program because I talked to Maricel about getting the wristband put on my wife. And I told Scott, I said, I'd like to make a donation to Project Lifesaver and we'd do a fundraiser. And he suggested that we do the fundraiser, we split it between Project Lifesaver and the canine dog. So we held a fundraiser out at the park. We had 5 or 6 of your officers come out, and they brought the canine dog, and he wouldn't lay his rubber duck down. So if he did lay it down, he watched it, so we just left him alone. But he was good. The officers good. They enjoyed themselves. And then we had a little horseshoe pitching going on, and then we ended the fund drive. But it was a good day. We had a lot of fun.
I think Jason was there,
And
wasn't he?
Jason come out, him and the ex-fire chief come out, and we put on a little demonstration for him and Troy and the guys. But Jason was all fun. It was all fun. And he was a good sport, and we were good sports, so it ended all well, I think, didn't it, Jason?
Did you let him win?
No. No, but it was fun. So what we done, we split this up and we have a $1,000 check for a K-9 program and a $200 check for Project Lifesaver. And now they asked me to make it out to Clinton County because I guess the county and the city together run. Correct. And the K-9 went straight to City Police of Frankfurt. There you go.
Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate all your hard work in this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam. Now, that's the Clinton County Horseshoe Association, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. And Kimberly, you'll get a picture, or? Okay, okay, thank you. I don't know if Sam's going to stay the whole time, he's got to go. He's, yeah. Thank you again, we appreciate it. Okay, Fire Department, Chief Stidham.
All right, good evening, everybody.
Hello.
Start off with just, and I don't know if Alicia was going to do anything with this or not. I seen it under my name, so I just want to make sure the contracts that Alicia and I kind of worked on, we wanted to make sure that we got those contracts fixed. Did you happen to receive any copies of them?
I sent it to Carol.
Yes,
So
they're in
they
their packets.
should've-
So they have it, okay.
Yeah,
They have two versions of the
Washington Township.
Washington.
I wasn't sure what
so-
you'd want,
Yeah,
so.
so we'll need to specify which version,
Correct. I think the,
you know.
Alicia and I actually came to the conclusion what happened with Washington Township was when they were asked to set up a Cuban fire, they didn't have one, so we didn't know how much money it was going to be. That's why it never was added in there as an
Oh,
amount.
Yes. So the two different versions of the contract, one of them is so the Cume Fire Fund was set up in 2022, so they didn't get money for that until 2023. So one of the versions of the contract has, if we are asking them to pay us the $2023 and the $2024, and the other one is if we just want moving forward. So I don't care which one you all want, but I wasn't sure, so I did them both.
And I think as far as just information for the board, I'm comfortable with either one. The only question I would have is, being this late in the year, if they're going to be able to get their board together to approve that and get the funds transferred. And then if they do get it, is it even going to benefit us at all this year? So,
So this is the agreement until, or through December 31st, 2025, is that correct?
yes.
Okay.
Yes. So both agreements have that they're going to pay the amount that they normally pay to the city, and then it would be the additional amount from the Fire Cume Fund, and they split that. They make one payment July, and then they make one payment December. I don't know if they made their July payment or not, but basically they would just make it at this point if they hadn't made it, and then the other payment would happen at the end of December, and then they'd have another payment in July 2025 and December 2025. And then in the one agreement, it just has the amount from 2023 if we wanted to collect that as well.
And they did receive payment then for the Cume Fire.
They did, yeah.
I-
We went through and checked to make sure to verify that they did receive their payments, and they have received their
Okay, and
payments.
they're okay with that?
They haven't.
They know.
They don't know this yet, because the way we're gonna handle this process from now on is, I'm gonna present it to you, and then get your signatures, and we'll send it to them.
Okay.
As far as for them to sign the contract.
And then if they need, if they disagree or they don't approve the contract, we can make changes and we'll just represent it to the board if need be.
But they were aware that this was going to happen. I know we asked them a few years
I would,
back
I,
to do the Cume
I
Fire.
would say that, yes, they were aware, but I just don't want to speak for, the past administration on exactly how they set the contract up with them and the Cume Fire. But I can tell you that, under my understanding, they know they have it, the money. He's even talked to me about, we have the money there. If you need something, let us know. We'll purchase something for you. But once it obviously came to light for us about making sure their Cume Fire, and like I said, Alicia and I worked on this, and that's when we figured out that because of when it was enacted and because of when they would have gotten the money, that's why it wouldn't have been included in the contract.
Right, okay. And I'm good with that. Are you? Go on ahead.
Of the one, would that be the one that includes 2023?
That's perfectly, like I said, I'm perfectly happy with.
I would like to. I mean, they knew that that's what we needed for them to do, so.
And that version, that language that you're referring to is highlighted in section 3 on page 2. Okay, I have one ready as well, but, yeah. Yep.
And then the last one, just to kind of catch back up, just because obviously I made an error in it as well, is that get Union Townships updated to where it needed to be, so that way they are paying the CUME fire, so the money that they've already paid to the city, they're already following that agreement, even though it wasn't written in here. They've already paid that money to the city for their fire CUME. So this is just, again, we just made sure that we changed the language again, and now that we have a new trustee there, so that way, I know he's really been in Carol's wanting some
Wants his
information.
signed
from
copy.
Carol's office. So, again, one of the ways I think we're just gonna handle this from now on, just to make sure that, we're all in the loop, is I will take care of getting the signatures here. I will take care of getting this sent out and getting the signatures. Once that's done, I will get a copy, and make sure that the city has a copy, and I keep a copy as well on file. So that way we don't have any discrepancies with it.
We probably should do this in 2 separate motions.
Yeah, I would.
I'll make a motion that we accept the fire contract between the city of Frankfort and Washington Township that also includes the payment for 2023 as presented this evening.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, you'll take care of that, Carol. Have us sign it before we leave.
Yep.
Okay,
Perfect.
And I'll make a motion that we accept the fire contract, the updated fire contract between the city of Frankfort and Union Township as presented.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, got the approval on that one as well.
Very good. Just wanted to kind of bring it to light again. I know I sent everybody an email today, and just wanted to make sure that everybody kind of understood where I was coming from with the Meadowbrooks and our variance. So we, or that the boards have given them the variance on. I've worked with Don the other day. He came out, he did some measuring with us as well, and they are following the correct standard. I mean, that's what Don and them had asked for is, 30 foot to 30 foot on curb. Back of curb to back of curb. So I just wanted to make sure that was clarified that really if you looked at those pictures in there and you look at engine 1 with that ladder rack down, and then you see we had our command truck just parked beside it, simulating that a car was parking along the road, you could see there's about 2.5 to 3 foot of space there for anybody to work. And in order to get a ladder off the truck and to be able to move backwards to get it off and move it around, I mean, it's going to cause us a lot more problems. And I know that we have I know that we have roads in our community and streets in our community now that are just as narrow. But as I'm moving forward with this program, I want to make sure that I can't control what we've done in the past, but I can control what we do in the future, or at least advise on why it's such a concern to us. So I just wanted to make sure that, everybody got their emails and that, you understood at least where I'm coming from as far as, the usable space. So I know that the cities, I think the plan is 36 feet, correct, is normal? Without the variance, right? Right. And so I think that we just need to try to, when we look at this, and the city council as well, make sure that we're understanding that, 36 is really what we need rather than 30 feet. If we do no parking, that is our suggestion from the fire department, is that we just advise that in this subdivision, there's no parking on the streets. And that way it will help, because we never know when the emergency is going to happen, if it's going to happen at 6 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, or 3 in the morning, so.
I just reread the covenants for that subdivision, and the people who own the homes or whoever are living there, they have to have parking either in their garage or in their driveway. So if we had anybody, it'd be like somebody visiting or something like that. I know we've talked about making it maybe just one side parking, or do we want to put a time? on there?
My own personal opinion from the fire department side is there's just no parking. And the reason for that is again, even if we do a time parking, incident could happen at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's during the hours that they can park there. Then we're still faced with the same problem that we can't maneuver. And I mean, we may have to drive up in their yards in order to maneuver our trucks and to get the equipment off of there. So, it's going to be a great subdivision. I'm sure this, myself and the city is very proud that it's coming in and it's going to be here. And we don't want to disrupt and tear up their lawns or anything else, but my position at the fire department is that we make it no parking completely. So, I'll send that same sentiment, obviously went out to all the council members, to Dawn, and to all the Board of Works. So that way everybody knew at least where we stood. So that way if it comes up again in another meeting in the future in the other phases, that we can at least say there's just no parking.
So, go ahead.
I just think it's important that as we move forward in the planning stages of developments that come up, that we take a look of that when variances are brought up, as for particular reasons, not only for you, but the street department would have the same issue if they're picking up the trash or having that same amount of space that's needed there. So, I would agree with the idea that, if we have the ability to change that now going into that, I think that would be a great idea to look at before we, do other subdivisions and that. I think it's just a reminder for us of how that could be made not only easier accessibility, but also safer, I believe.
Yeah. And Don came out there the day that we went out there and measured. So, I mean, he did measure and he did verify that it is 30 foot to 30 foot on, back of curb to back of curb. So it's not like they've done anything wrong, but I think that was a precedence we was trying to tell everybody when we came to the meetings, and we was kind of arguing the fact that we didn't think that, we should allow that variances because of that reason. So once we had asphalt, we was able to take the trucks out there and actually set the ladder rack down, set another vehicle beside it, and show that there's just really not much room there to even work. So, it's all to me about the safety of, the individual fire department as well as the community that we have and that we service. So that's just my recommendation. I just wanted to make sure that I put it out there for the board to know that, that's kind of where we stand, and clear up anything if there's any confusion with the email that I sent out today.
So, Alicia, at this point, since it's already been the variance granted and all that, there's not,
Yeah, so since the variance has already been granted, there's really not a whole lot we can do as far as making them change the widths of the street. If they are following the original plat and what was allowed by the Plan Commission, then there's not a whole lot that can be done at this point. It could be that it's made no parking, and I don't know that they would have any issue with that. I can't speak for them, but I don't know that the subdivision would care. So that's something that we could do. It is in the covenants of the subdivision that they're not supposed to park on the street if they have a home there. But that wouldn't, curtail visitors from doing so. But so that's really what our recourse would be just to make it no parking. And that really couldn't be done at this point. It would be once the streets are dedicated to the city, then we could do something about that. But until then, it doesn't really make a huge difference right now until people are actually parking there. So
would that be a Board of Works decision?
no, it would need to be city council
Oh,
because
okay.
it would be an ordinance that we would have to do a no parking in that area as part of the ordinance. So generally, parking restrictions are by ordinance, and then that would have to go through the city council.
Is that true with any street in Frankfurt then?
Yep, any parking regulations have to go through the city council because it would have to be an ordinance in order to be enforceable. So if they did park on the street and we didn't have an ordinance, we couldn't do like any ordinance violations, or we couldn't really take any action. So the Board of Works could say it's not, there's no parking, but it would really need to be in the form of an ordinance in order to enforce it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Street Department, Jason Forsythe.
Afternoon.
Hi.
I basically only have one thing for you today. The contract between Reese Riley, thanks to Alicia for putting this together for me, for the additional road that we'd like to add to this year's paving Avery Street from Main over to Delphi Avenue. I have a copy here, if I can get you guys to approve that, get it signed, then I'll send it off to Reese Riley to get their signature, and they should be here in a couple of weeks to start doing some work, so. But like I said, it's Avery from Maine to Delphi.
And this then pretty much completes
Everything.
paving funds for this year.
Yep.
I'll make a motion that we approve the contract between the City of Frankfurt and Reith Riley for the 2024 street paving contract project on Avery Street from Maine to Delphi.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
The only other quick thing I have is I think we talked about the intern that I was looking to bring at the street department. I can't remember if we passed that last Board of Works or not, but the insurance has been okayed through our insurance. I spoke with the individual, and I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm working with Wildcat Cooperative and Cheryl to get the necessary paperwork that needs to be filled out for him to do that, and hoping to get him started next Monday. I did tell you guys the wrong thing. He will be only working with us 1 to 4 every afternoon, except for Wednesday. He goes to class 8 to 12, I think, then has lunch, and then he'll be at our place from 1 to 4. So
Okay,
just wanted to say thanks for allowing us to do that, and like I said, hopefully he'll start next Monday.
okay, good.
Thank you.
Okay, Parks Department, Joel Tatum.
Good evening. I have a couple use agreements and fee waivers that I would like to present. The first one is for Trinity Hope and Healthy Communities for their Recovery Out Loud program that they would like to have this Wednesday at Prairie Creek Park. And they would like for the fees to be waived to use the park. And that should be the one that I laid on your counter today because I just got it earlier today.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept the contract for the use of Prairie Creek Park with Trinity Hope and Healthy Communities for the use of Wednesday, 9/25/24 for Recovery Outlook. Oh, Recovery Out Loud. And also have the fees waived.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, that's approved.
Then the next one that was in your packet is for Kristen Clark with the Frankfurt Christian Academy. They would like to have a 5K run. They actually changed the date of it today, so it will now be on Saturday, November 16th. And they would like to have that in TPA Park, and they would like to have the fees waived to use the shelter house and whatnot.
16th of November, Joel.
Yes.
I'll make a motion we accept the contract with Frankfurt Christian Academy for the use of TPA Park on a 5K run on Saturday, November the 16th, and also have the fees waived.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, you have approval on that as well.
And then my last thing is I would like approval to close the splash pad on Sunday, September 29th.
Next Sunday.
That's next Sunday. Although it was closed today because it was raining and they were replacing the fence, and it will probably be closed tomorrow. But we will keep it open as much as we can until next Sunday.
I'll make a motion that we approve closing down the splash pad on September the 29th.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay, so now you'll have to winterize it and get it
Yes.
ready. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We'll winterize it. They'll be coming to do some replacements and maintenance and warranty work on it as well. So it'll be all ready to go for the spring.
Good. Thank you.
Thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, HR, Carol, did you want to talk to us about what you have tonight?
You should have in front of you a holiday schedule for 25 and 26 for employees of the city of Frankfurt. These are the same standard holidays that we observe every year for our employees with updated dates and days.
I'll make a motion that we accept the employee holiday schedule for the year of 2025 and 2026 as presented.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay, we have that taken care of.
Thank you. We appreciate that. It allows us to stay on top of our planning, particularly in the payroll department.
And then you'll go ahead and pass those out to the
Yes, we will
departments
get these out to the employees.
then. Okay, thank you. Don, did you have anything? Okay.
Thanks for letting me have your ear for a minute. Friday afternoon, I received a request from the Farmers Bank. And I think they kind of wanted me to get the information out and get it returned back to them as quick as possible. But for some reason, my email was not allowing me to allow PDF attachments to go out. It just wouldn't let me do it. So I waited till today, and everything went very well. So all of you should have received an attachment of the ATM machine that is being planned from the Farmers Bank that will be on the front of their bank that faces Clinton Street. The UDO states in section 503.10, newspapers, soft drinks, ice, ATMs, and other similar vending machines are permitted as an accessory use in any business or industrial district. Newspaper and vending machines are not subject to setbacks and may be on public sidewalks or right-of-ways with approval of the Board of Works and Safety, and provided they do not violate other sections of this ordinance. Soft drinks and other vending machines are subject to setbacks and shall be grouped in one area up against a building and shall not be on any public sidewalk or right-of-way unless approved by the Board of Works and Safety. All such accessory uses must be compliant with ADA requirements. So I took that in consideration that the Board of Works should be approving the ability for them to place their ATM machine in front of their bank. Now, it's not like it's going to be in the middle of the sidewalk, on the edge of the sidewalk. It's actually going to be in their building. Instead of where maybe a glass is, this machine will be set up. And I gave you all of the plans for the ATM machine. It meets all requirements as far as we're concerned on the UDO. I just think that it needed to be okayed by the Board of Works.
And it's not going to extend out past
It
the
doesn't,
building?
it will not. It'll be flush with the building. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the only projection there is the light, and that's 8 inches off that building, and everything else is flush
Yeah.
with that on.
And I'm going to guess they put a new front. It has a new canopy on it. So I'm guessing that the light was going to be somewhere in that area of it.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I'll make a motion that we accept the plan as presented for the walk-up ATM for the Farmers Bank.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay,
that's all that I have, Mayor.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Kimberly, did you have anything? Are you and Joel tired? Thank you for a successful Hispanic festival. Oh, my gosh.
That's the most I've ever seen. That's the most people I've ever seen in the park.
I know, it was amazing. Yes. I love the flags.
Yes, the flags were very cool.
I love that. Yeah, I don't know.
That contract, it was in your addendum, so I don't know if you.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I'm gonna have Alicia talk to us about the services by Suncrest real quickly.
So Suncrest came and gave a presentation about their EAP services, and they sent over a sample contract from a different municipality. So I took the language from that contract and then I revised it to make it a little bit more robust. I have not sent that over to them yet, so they'll need to take a look at that, but I wanted to get it to you so you all could take a look and see if you had anything that you wanted me to change, or if if you liked it or whatever. And then once I will send it over to them and get their feedback on it, and then we can address it at a future meeting. We also sent, I sent notice to our current EAP provider. I tried mailing it to 2 separate addresses and it came back to me. But I did email it and I got a confirmation that they did receive it via email. So I will try to find another address to mail it to, and hopefully it doesn't come back. But I think because they did confirm via email that they received it, that we should be in fine shape as far as the termination, which we needed to complete by September 30th. So that should be no problem. And in the email, I attached a copy of that letter, and then I made sure I sent it the first time and I got no response. So I sent it a second time, and I made it so that it had a read receipt and so that it showed me when it was delivered and so that it had the little exclamation mark. So it was important. And they did finally respond to that one. So I do have that confirmation from them that they did get that. So we have until January 1st to get a new contract in place.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be best. And then once she hears from from
Suncrest.
Suncrest, that they're okay with it, then we could bring it up, yeah. And make sure that we all get a copy of that if anything changes or,
Will do.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You can make a motion, put it under advisement. That's fine. Then it's officially in the minutes.
I'll make a motion that we take under advisement or under review Suncrest Psychological Services, a contract between the City of Frankfurt and Suncrest Psychological Services.
I'll second that motion. Roll call, please.
Mayor Sheets.
Aye.
Greg Miller.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you. Is there any new business? Any unfinished business? Okay, I'll take the motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second that. Thank you, everyone, for coming this evening.